It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Hello and good morning. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. I'm Bob Rechtenwald and this is David Stroud.
Good morning, good morning.
And how's David today?
Very good. Yesterday was like a little reprieve from the heat. It wasn't so bad. And today it's going to stick it to us again.
You know, the temperature we had been running over 100 for several days, and then it dropped down into 90. It was like 91 yesterday.
And it felt good.
And it really felt not half bad. And it was
Right.
surprising that was the case. And
Yep. And then back.
we went down to the White River or Norfolk River, did a little lawn work down there. Believe it or not, there was grass to cut.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it was
Well,
surprising.
Like
and
you were saying, down by the river it gets a little bit more moisture. So.
because of the fog and the moisture comes off the river, it stays that way. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it was an exciting time to be able to sit on the mower and
Yes, sir.
get something done.
Felt good to be back, didn't it?
It did that for
Good.
sure.
Very nice.
Let's take a moment for a little prayer, and we'll be back. Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas. With all our respect is how they do business. 29 locations in the state of Arkansas to serve you. One in Memphis, Tennessee. Renata Jenkins-Byler and her staff all across the state do a great job to help you in your time of need. And now, morning prayer. Father God, we just thank you for everything that you do for us and that you give us and keep us straight and on the straight and narrow. Lord, we just pray for those that have lost loved ones in the last few days, and be with them, comfort their hearts, comfort their minds, and let them know that they're in a better place. Lord, again, as we have been doing for about a week, we just pray for those that are traveling into our area for vacation and those that are traveling back home. We just pray that you'll send your travel angels with them so they'll be safe in both routes. Lord, it's about time for school to start again, and we just pray that you'll be with the students and the teachers and the administration as they make final decisions as they wrap up the summertime. And we give you all the praise, the honor, and the glory for it. In Christ's name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas. If you don't know where they are, take a trip up Highway 5 North. Look for the biggest American flag you've probably ever seen. Turn right, and you're in their parking lot. Go see them about pre-planning and get things set up, because they have not lived your life. Your children have not lived your life. You have. They don't know how you want to finish it, so go talk to Roller. Let them help you get your pre-planning taken care of. And that does the morning prayer. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. We're going to be back after a word from Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car!
How will we?
The car! Your offer has been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we?
The closing!
The Z Team, Bob and Linda Zadora, 870-405-0793 is their phone number. RetiredArkansas.net is their website. Go check it out. And right now we're going to check out a shot of the White River.
Beautiful, beautiful shot.
Nice little hazy down on the water itself, because that's caused by the temperature difference, don't you know?
Yeah.
That's what keeps the grass growing down the river. That right there.
That right there, yeah.
You bet. What you're looking at is a shot from Marion County back into Baxter County. The baseball field, the Railroad Museum, Contractors Trust is off to the right. Rainbow Bridge is off to the left. About 1 o'clock is the Witch's Hat Water Tower. It's an old water tower that used to service the city of Cotter. May still do it, I don't know.
Yeah.
Way, way off in the horizon, that is the state of Missouri. If you happen to know what that knob is called, please let me know, because I'm having a hard time figuring that out.
It's Scooter Mountain.
No,
It's
we're not
Scooter
calling
Mountain.
it Scooter Mountain.
We can call it whatever we want.
The only mountain Scooter's got's the one on his shoulders. But that is a great shot of the White River. This is a closer shot of that Witch's Hat that I was talking about. These shots are brought
There
to you
it
by
goes.
Bob and Linda Zadora, 870-405-0793. Give them a call for all your real estate needs. And now we'll take a look at the weather.
Well, the haze has blocked it.
The haze is blocking the knob.
Oh, well. Bye, knob.
Temperatures around the area: Mountain Home is 74, Harrison is 72, Batesville 76, Yellville 73, Marshall 75, Salem 70, Mountain View 75, Calico Rock 74, West Plains, Missouri is 70, Springfield, Missouri is 74, Poplar Bluff, Missouri is 70, St. Louis, Missouri is 70 as well. And we'll zoom out here, take a look at the whole U.S. of A.
Please hold.
If I can get it to cooperate. Not a whole lot of rain anywhere, a little bit down in Alabama, some way up in the north into Canada. Fargo, North Dakota, I hope it's just raining like crazy up there. I guess they got a pretty good shower the other day. So,
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll zoom back into Arkansas, see how it looks. There were no hidden raindrops anywhere. As you zoom in, you'll see that the whole state is relatively dry.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're traveling anywhere from here to there, unless you're going into southeast Mississippi, you're looking to be pretty dry.
Sounds good.
No, it doesn't sound good, David.
Yeah.
We don't
it
like
sounds
it.
good.
Yeah. Warnings. We have excessive heat warning for, the most part of Arkansas. Heat advisory for what is not covered by excessive heat is covered by heat advisory. Nearly all of the state of Oklahoma, probably half of the state of Texas, the majority of the state of Kansas. It's just hot everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Hot and dry.
Sounds good.
Today, I'm going to stick you with this pen here in a minute. Today is going to be hot, high of 99. At least it's not going to make 100, right?
Right.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Mostly clear, low of 76. Tomorrow, high of 102, low of 71. Tomorrow, Thursday is high of 99, low of 73. Friday, 102, low of 75. And on Saturday, 102, hot, hot, hot. Saturday night, low of 77. Sunday, 102. Sunday night, 78. And next Monday, chance of showers and thunderstorms. High of 102.
There you go.
Pollen. Tree pollen today is low. Tomorrow, none. Thursday, none. Grass pollen, high. Tomorrow, moderate. Thursday, moderate. Ragweed, low today. None. Tomorrow, none on Thursday. Lake levels. 562.95 at Norfolk, which is 10.95 above full pool of 552. They are generating 1. Bull Shoals, 673.26, 14.26 above full pool of 659, and they are generating 8. They have told us that they will do that probably through the end of August.
Right.
If you want to check on the dam generation in the lake levels for yourself, give them a call at 870-431-5311. You'll hear a recording, and as they will tell you on the recording, don't take that as conditions that they report as report on safe water.
Right.
Because you just never know what's going to break loose and be there. And that is the weather, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora. 870-405-0793 is their phone number. retiredarkansas.net is their website. Go check out those views. Let's check that view out again one more time. If you want a piece of God's country that looks something like this, you'll not buy this piece. But if you want something that looks like this, give them a call. Again, their number is 870-405-0793.
Maybe a piece down the road.
Maybe a piece down the river, a piece, yeah. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. There's several city council meetings scheduled for tonight. Norfolk City Council will meet at 6:30 tonight. The Norfolk City Council will meet. New items up for discussion will be a business license for 1906 Coffee Company. How about that? And that meeting will be held at Norfolk City Hall. There will be a city council meeting in Lakeview, and that meeting will start at 7 at the Lloyd Travis Municipal Center. New business items on the agenda include recreational vehicle parks and municipal property insurance. Short-term rentals is also something that's going to be discussed at that meeting. And Bull Shoals City Council will have a workshop, and the time for that workshop is at 6:30, and that will be held at Bull Shoals City Hall. Items include condemnation updates, street paving, annexation, and street parking. So a lot of happenings down in the municipalities of our area.
Getting the job done, right?
Getting her done, yeah. We want to congratulate the Mountain Home Locker Room American Legion team as they won their game yesterday. Well, they will continue to play in the American Legion State Tournament. They're dealing with pool play right now, and things are looking good. They won their first game. Get this pulled up here. Reed Elson was the winning pitcher, notching 10 strikeouts. Logan Walker hit a 2-run double, and they will face Cabot today at 5 o'clock in their next pool play game. So that's pretty good. Sports kind of winding down for the summer a little bit.
Right, before they wind back up.
Before they wind back up for the fall, yeah. I like that wind up part of it, though.
Right.
It's kind of exciting. And that's about all we've got for community news this morning. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guests this morning are going to be Tenille, Rauls, and Mike Stockton. They're going to come talk to us about A+ for education, a much-needed millage increase for the Mountain Home School District. And we're excited to talk to them again this morning. So we'll have them out here in just a minute.
All right.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guests this morning are Tenille Rauls and Mike Stockton for A1 for A+ for education.
It's the only A I ever got.
Yeah, brother, I'm with you. You know, a long time ago, a very wealthy man told me, he said, Bob, don't worry about it. He said, because the A students work for the B students, the C students own the company. Right on, I'm with it. Okay, I can live with that.
There's some truth with that.
I can live with that. A+ for education is a very, very important tool that has been organized to get the word out about the condition of our school buildings in the Mountain Home School District, mainly the high school. Tell us what's going on.
So what's going on is the school district needs to have some upgrades because, you know, you and I have talked a lot around. We got to have economic development, we got to have public safety, and we have to have education for the community to really thrive. We've got really pretty good public safety. We appreciate your boy doing the work that he does. We've got the chamber doing their thing with economic development. And, you know, one of the driving forces that pulls people to this area that are younger is education. In the past, we've made some decisions that were penny wise, but maybe not as longer term forward looking as what they could have been. And as a result of that, we're really having to do some very necessary upgrades to the high school. So we're put forth a millage that's going to raise the tax by 2 mills to pay for those upgrades.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Neal, let's talk about you for a minute. Everybody knows who Mike Stockton is because I've had him on here 100 times for different reasons. What is your day job? What do you do?
Well, I'm trained as a nurse practitioner.
Okay.
And I still see patients 1 day a week, but I'm also a teacher at the high school with the medical professions
So
program.
you have the inside scoop on how terrible that school is
I
becoming.
honestly have. Well, yes, considering how I don't have central heat or air in my classroom.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a real need. It is definitely a need and not a want. Personally, I teach anatomy and physiology. And we do a lot of dissections in that class, and in my lab I only have one working electrical outlet because it would take jackhammering up the floor to fix any of the others. My sinks don't work, which is kind of a problem when you're dissecting different organs and you want to get those cleaned up, so they have to walk down the hallway past a bathroom that's boarded up to go to a working bathroom so they can wash their hands. Because yet again, our plumbing is concreted in because it's an older facility, and it's would take messing up the entire building and their structures to get to the plumbing issues.
That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, your 2 boys that you've raised here in Mountain Home both graduated from here, have gone on to college. But you're done with raising kids and having them in school. Why are you still involved in something like this?
So it's not just a kid issue. It's an everybody in the community issue. We want to have good schools so that we can train those kids to be good citizens and providers in the community. We want to make sure that we have great health care. We want to make sure that we've got retail it takes a baseline of education to prepare people for that, to move people out into the workforce. But it also takes a great education system to attract people to this area. Like I was joking, Mighty Mouse here, who doesn't blow her horn enough. She, just so you know, this fall we have a partnership starting with Harvard Medical School. We're one of a handful of schools in the nation that will be partnering with them to provide better education for our kids going into the medical profession as a direct result of her efforts. So we're bringing folks like her and her husband Russ into town based in part off of the education system that we offer. We got to have those things so that we remain a place of choice for people to retire to.
Ms. Tenille, when you and your husband, who is a physician, an orthopedic surgeon, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When y'all were making the decision to come to Mountain Home to make this your place to live and practice, how important was the school system in making that decision?
It was in our top 3. We looked at all the data from the, of course, state testing, and it was very important to us that our children be enrolled in public schools. That was first and foremost, that we wanted them to have that experience. And when we came up here, they showed us Hackler, and
how new and fresh it was.
How new and fresh it was, and because that's about the age of our children at the time, and we were very excited to come to this area. We kind of skirted by the newer high school facilities, and they were just talking about redoing the football stadium, so they talked about that a lot, and then we just went on by the bomber. I was a part of the recruitment team for physicians for a while after we moved here, and that is a big deal. If we want high quality physicians, we've got to have high quality education. That's their standards, and they're looking at our facilities, and that makes a big deal in their decisions.
How many children do you have?
5.
What age group?
I have a senior to a 5-year-old.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So
I span the spectrum.
You'd think with a doctor husband she'd know how that works, and so she could stop making that happen. But apparently they really like kids.
Well, 2 of those are adopted and from this area, and yeah, they're in almost every school. I do have 2 in the junior high this year, so that helps with drop-offs.
Tenille and Russ are special people. They're the kind of people we want to bring into the community. They are active. Mom's walking around now with a great new hip, courtesy of Russ, and it relieved a lot of pain. But it's not just recruiting doctors. It's the nursing program where we'll be able to put nurses out the door at high school. Ready. They will walk out the door ready to go take on the workforce. It's the welding school and preparing those kids in high school to go over to the welding school and become welders and go off into the world with a skill that is going to pay for the rest of their life, to where they're not living their life hoping that somebody else will fund things.
We talked with Dr. Long last week, and one of the things that people don't realize about our area and our school district is, yes, we have the new agreement between BRMC, ASU Mountain Home, and the high school for the nursing program. And that's very important and it's exciting. But like you say, it's not all about the medical field. Mm-hmm. We have, from our school, a nationally ranked FBLA team.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We've had state office holders for the FFA.
Yes.
We've had students...
a world-renowned robotics team.
I was just headed there. Our robotics team is second to none for our area and our school of our size. We've had band students go on and do great things. It's not all about the sport. It's not all about the medical. It's about giving these kids a good education so they have, like Mike says, a good base to go on and become good young adults. Yes. And it's not going to happen in a building that's falling down around them.
And we all benefit from that, not just those individual kids, but as a retiree, that's something you want, is people who are able to go out into the workforce and be good citizens. Mm-hmm. That is just, we need that as a society. So while I live in a good neighborhood, I have great neighbors, I don't ever see the police on my street unless somebody's speeding down Oak Ridge or something like that. But you know what? I pay for police, and I want the police to be there, and it's necessary for us to have a great place to live. Fire department, same way. I can't think of anybody in our neighborhood who's had a fire, but we still need to pay for good fire protection. It keeps everything good.
Let's talk about that just for a minute. Yesterday I saw an article that said that, yes, we are under a burn ban. Absolutely, we're under a burn ban. Don't burn. Plain and simple, don't burn. 30 acres down Swiss Mountain Road caught on fire. Several of the area fire departments went there to fight that fire. They didn't lose any structures. That money to pay for that comes from your property tax.
That's right.
And we're going to talk about property tax when we come back after the 7:30 break. But, you know, the fire department, the police department, like you said, those are things that you don't really need.
Until you need them.
You don't really need them until you need them. You don't want to pay for them unless you have to have them. Well, why didn't you come to my house? Well, you didn't pay your fees. Oh,
yeah.
If it's fee-based, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right? Education's the same way. The turn-back money we get from the state isn't enough. It's just not enough. We need this millage to pass.
Yes.
It's a 2 mil increase on your property tax. We'll talk about more of that here in just a minute. But education, if you don't have a good education base, if you don't have good schools for these kids to go to, people aren't going to come here.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that are here are going to be looking for other ways to be educated. We can't have either one of that. I mean, we just can't have people dissipating because, well, that school's going to fall down on my kid. I don't want them going there. People don't realize how bad it is. Do you happen to have those?
If you've not taken a tour of the school, you definitely need to make time. Go up there, take a tour of the school.
Mm-hmm.
Because if be an educated voter, that's all we would ask. Is we want you to understand what you're voting for and what you're not voting for.
Yeah.
And in about the time you walk out on top of the old gym and literally walk out on top of it and see the buildings underneath the metal tent that was built, you don't understand whenever Tenille talks about I have to jackhammer up the floor for 100 feet to make the bathrooms operational.
Mm-hmm. Y'all missed it though. Back in the mid-'70s is when that place was really happening. The open courtyard, open locker rooms.
I'm sure 50 years ago it was great, Bob, and then whenever you came along and went to high school and graduated, then I'm sure it was even better.
Yeah, okay, but I was part of that 50 years ago almost, so one of the worst things in my life I can remember is going to get a book out of my locker and a storm happening, and my locker happened to be one of the very closest ones to the courtyard. You weren't going dry. You weren't coming back dry. No.
Mm-hmm. You were hoping that you weren't, zapped with lightning probably.
There was times that I just took the zero because I forgot my book in my locker and just said, okay, I'm not going out there.
And it's unfortunate that there were things like that, and we just have an opportunity now to have a little more forethought and what the school needs, what the teachers need, and we just need a few bucks to make it happen.
And to have us all under one roof, so you don't have to do that. All the classrooms will be in one place. But what's also amazing is that somebody went before you and paved the way for you to have the facilities that you did, that you appreciated. And it's now our turn to do the same for the next generation. It's a legacy that you're leaving as well.
Yeah. The design of the new school that they're talking about doing is awesome. The way it's laid out, and like you say, everything's going to be under one roof. Back in our day, you had to go to different buildings. The ag department was in one building, the business group like the FBLA, the accounting and all that was in another building, side by side. Where Dunbar wasn't Dunbar. It just didn't exist.
One of the neat things about the design goes back to the pandemic, right? During the pandemic, we discovered that we needed open spaces so we could put people 6 feet apart and have them in class. We did an exceptional job at the school district getting kids back into school because we knew that was the best thing for those kids. So they've designed it with open spaces that'll be utilized all the time. But should we ever have another situation where we're saying, hey, this is unusual, we have the open space now available under the roof where we can space kids out, keep them in school, not have them at home working on the computer, and they're actually doing classroom stuff no matter what. So
We're just
I
gonna
think
work
that's
from
some
home.
real forethought.
We're going to work from home.
We're going to work from home. I saw my kid in the basement with the whoopee pulled over his head, and I know of another that had the chip clip that held it in place, but they'd just take the camera off. They were working. That's just not conducive to good education.
30 minutes after the hour, you're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. Tenille, Rauls, Mike Stockton. A+ for education. We're talking about the millage increase and the importance of it. Be back in just a moment.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home.
At Serendipity Bliss, we love turning your day into a once-in-a-lifetime memory by offering unique, beautiful, and specialized event and wedding rentals that can transform any atmosphere into something you will never forget. Whether it's your dream wedding, a golden anniversary, Sweet 16 party, or a company event, we can make any event blissfully perfect. Serendipity Bliss carries unique specialty gifts and bridal jewelry and helps coordinate decor, table items, theme-related pieces, and more. Make your day blissfully perfect with Serendipity Bliss, located behind Car Care Mountain Home.
Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car! How will we? The car! Your offer has been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing. But how will we? The closing!
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Tenille, Rauls, and Mike Stockton. A+ for education is who we have as guest, and we are talking about the millage increase that we are hoping that we can get passed on August the 9th. Tell us what A+ for education is, how it got started, and the purpose of it.
It's a group of concerned citizens in this community that came together when they saw the needs of our high school, and we're co-chaired by Clint Rechtenwald and Brad Coleman. They're alumni of Mountain Home, and we have several teachers, we have parents, we have Mike, and we have,
and then we have Mike.
Who has
concerned citizens.
a whole group of people that have worked tirelessly over the last year, bringing this and the needs to the attention of other parents and other involved parties of our school district to make this a reality.
The flyer says, our kids, our community, our future, your voice. How's that work?
Well, our kids are the future, obviously, and we want them to be well prepared. We want them to be so prepared that they're ready to go up against any other education system. We want top notch for our kids, and they are going to be who are the direct leaders in our community in the next few years. We want them to step out of high school ready to become involved, active community members that will give back.
The question will be had, why can't they do that now?
So that's always a great question, right? Is what's enough? And what I would say is that as involved in sports as I am, and I'm all about educating the entire kid. I want to see them be great at everything that they do. Making sure that you have facilities that allow you to wash your hands after you've been dissecting a calf's brain is important.
Yeah.
Making sure that you've got a bathroom so that you can be comfortable, so that you can, that's imperative to being attentive in class. If you're doing the dance because you'd have to go to the other building, that's not helping you with your education. So we got to make sure that we have facilities that reflect the community, because it is a direct reflection on the community. Communities fund those things that are important to them. We need to fund the schools because schools are a cornerstone of what makes our community great. I hear the kids. I'm a little closer to retirement than Tenille is. I'm worried about me. I'm worried about my mom. I'm worried about us having a great place where people want to be and have great kids that are growing up, but we also are attracting great adults to the area as well.
Tenille, I've heard stories about water buckets for rain.
Personally, I have one.
You have one? I've heard stories about the basketball goal in the old gym being 6 to 8 inches lower because the snow weight on the roof has lowered, and we had kids dunking the ball that shouldn't be getting close.
Right.
Are those true stories?
They are absolutely true. I personally have a water bucket in my classroom. We don't have a working bathroom in our building. Even the teachers.
In the building?
Yeah.
Not just your room, but in the building?
In my area of the building, absolutely. I have to go to a completely separate area. We have lines of teachers trying to find a restroom that's available that is working. And talk about wanting to recruit teachers to this area. Oh, I'm sorry. The air doesn't work. The bathroom, you're going to have to go to the next building. These are real concerns.
And to top that off, we've had a ration of teachers hit retirement.
Absolutely.
And now it's time to find some replacements for them.
Yes.
And if you don't have good facilities, they're not going to come.
You
build it and they will come.
You need to have the facilities that a professional would want to work in.
Yeah.
And right now we're just not there. And it's you're a farmer, you're a rancher, right? Tell me what project you have on the farm that if you let it go for just a little bit longer, gets cheaper for you to fix, gets easier for you to fix.
Not happening.
It doesn't happen. If I don't get out there and bush hog the field, if I don't get out there and repair the tractor, if I don't do, those things just get worse and worse and worse and more expensive to fix. And so we're trying to get ahead of that curve, not only now, but for the future with this millage increase.
Another question that will be asked, I'm sure, or has already, is why did it get to this point?
Tenille, I'll let you answer that one.
Well, I think the needs became so overwhelming that our HVAC system needs to be repaired, the plumbing issues, the electrical issues. We patched them. We have used the taxpayers' monies as wisely as we can, patching them along the way, and we're to the point where we're at a dam and the patches have all been made and now it's time for an overhaul.
You can only repair so much.
Yes.
And at that point, it's time to rebuild.
People want to be tax sensitive. The leadership of the school for years has wanted to be very sensitive to the tax rates. One of the things that is attractive to people is the tax rates whenever they move here. One of the things that I'm most proud of is with this plan, it's going to allow us, with a modest increase, to still be one of the lowest in the area. In fact, I think Cotter will be the only one who is lower than us with their millage. If you do a comparison across the state, even with the increase, it will put us to the very bottom quartile. We will not be below average. We will be in the bottom 25% in the entire state in millages. If I compare us to schools of comparable size, we're not even in the vicinity.
No.
Not even close.
No, nor our facilities across the board.
The students at Mountain Home High School need your help. Your vote on August the 9th will provide MHHS students with safe facilities that will meet building codes. Now, that's a concept.
Yes.
Have a building that meets building codes. Allow innovative learning and opportunities, space for additional programming, advanced science labs, enable our ROTC facilities, robotics, etc. Secure buildings that can be locked down with a touch of a button. We do not have secure buildings at this point.
No, and that's becoming more and more of a concern. And you know, I tend to be a person who's much more concerned about tornadoes hitting or something along those kinds of lines. But we definitely need to be sensitive to being able to lock down and secure our schools. And you know, the building was designed in consultation with Mountain Home Police Department and school resource officers so that we could figure out a way that we could secure that school on a moment's notice and have it designed in such a way that the resource officers can respond in an appropriate way.
Why should I vote yes? Much of the current high school campus was constructed in the 1960s and was later covered by a blue metal tent-like structure in the late 1980s. Over time, serious infrastructural issues have occurred. At this point, it is not cost-effective to fix all environmental, plumbing, and electrical issues that exist in that building. We've talked about that already. The plumbing issues just floor me. The idea that the students and the teachers have to wait to go to the restroom because there isn't one close by, that just throws me off. More importantly, after various additions and remodeling projects, there are now 31 entrances into the building. This poses a great security risk, no doubt, with things that have been happening in our world. God forbid they ever happen here. 31 entrances is hard to man and hard to watch.
You can't defend that.
Can't happen.
Can't.
It is time for the voters to help us by stepping up and voting yes on this.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about the number side. Everybody's worried about the new reappraisal of their property coming out. Got ours yesterday. It wasn't as bad as I expected. The values look pretty nice. The dollar amount didn't seem to sting as bad as what I thought it would. It's going to be an increase in your property tax, but it's money well spent. It's an investment into our kids. It's an investment into our area, and definitely is something we need. It's not a want-filled list. It's a need-filled list.
No, and with the increase, with a $2 million increase on a $300,000 home, that's going to be approximately $150,000 annually. So you're talking basic. I think it's $144 is what the math works out in that vicinity, because it's about
$300,000 home. They say that the increase will be $135 a year.
Yeah. So you're talking less than $12 a month in difference in what you're paying now.
3 gallons of gas.
Bob, we don't want to talk about that right now. But inflation is a very real thing. I think right now we're probably at the highest that inflation is going to be. I think that we see the Fed taking steps to try and reduce down what inflation is, what we're going to be experiencing, and there's some other things that that could happen that could dramatically reduce inflation quickly. But again, I go back to the point, there's never a good time to do these things. The problem is putting them off it only gets more and more expensive to do. So it's a modest increase that would put us in the very bottom of the state on education spending, on taxation in the county. We have leadership that is very sensitive to being good stewards of the money coming in and stretching those dollars as far. You mentioned the building codes. Whenever they first came in there, they said, we want to try to just gut the inside here, and we're going to build up on the inside of the big metal tent that has been built there. Problem was, at a certain point, whenever you do enough deconstruction, you have to build a modern building codes. The blue tent won't support modern building codes.
Won't get close.
Not even close.
Won't get close. 45 after the hour, we're going to take a quick break. Tenille, Rauls, Mike Stockton, A+ for Education. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV.
Of taste. And at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town.
Welcome back to The Morning Show on XL7-TV. Tenille, Rauls, Mike Stockton, A+ for Education. This is a very, very important election for a millage increase for the needs of the Mountain Home Public School District. That general election on that will be August the 9th. Early voting will be starting on the 2nd and run
through August 9th.
Up through August the 9th. There are some matching funds available or a grant that is available from the state of Arkansas. A large number is there, in the millions.
It would cover 20% of the overall cost.
So it's in the millions.
Yeah.
It's a big number.
Yes.
What people don't understand, and they need to understand, is if we don't pass this millage, we don't get that money.
We do not.
You have to have...
The window will close on being able to get
You have to have your financing secure
Correct.
before we can get that state money.
Correct.
And trust me, I'd much rather have that 20% than not.
It allows us to take our money and move more of it to the project and not have to cover other costs that the state's going to cover. So it gives us 120% of our spending power at that point by them doing that. That seems like good stewardship.
David has some pictures up for us of the facility as they are today. Oop.
Here, I got to scroll down.
After we scroll down, we'll have pictures of how they are today. Just quickly scroll down so we can get to those.
Yeah, right here.
No, I was looking for the... There we go.
Inside.
Yeah. The current layout of the high school facility is what you see there. The upper right-hand corner is from the football field back toward the junior high. as you can see down the lower left-hand corner, our buildings are not connected. You have to go outside to get back inside. And there's some plumbing issues in the center of the picture that Ms. Tenille was telling us about. It's amazing that we have that going on in
Bob, the
our
picture
school.
in the upper left hand, right by the Y and Y.
I skipped that, yes.
Is to me the most telling thing. What you're seeing there is the underneath side of the tent that was built over 4 or 5 separate buildings underneath there. And you can see that there are air conditioning units and there is plumbing that is on the old buildings that were circa 1967 and covered circa 1987 with a roof that has a lifespan of about 30 years that expired about 5 years ago. So that picture, whenever that's taken from the roof of the old gym, if you ever walk up on top of there, which you can do, Dr. Long will be glad to take you on a tour where you can go and walk and see what this is.
Right.
It's an eye-opener.
Yeah, it definitely gets your attention. Absolutely. The future, the current plans for what they're wanting to get done with this millage increase is the new, and that's the different phases of it. Go back down to that. What they're hoping to get the outdoor seating, conference room, administration restrooms. That'd be nice, have some administration restrooms. A centralized education, turntable lighting, natural lighting, outdoor classrooms. These are things that the students wanted. When they were polled, they were asked, "What if you could have anything you want?" This is the list they came up with. Teacher feedback as well.
It's funny to me that natural light was more important than restrooms, but hey, they are students. They are.
It's just a much needed project.
There you go. There's some renderings of what has been designed.
It mentions special education. My youngest is special needs, and currently our special education department is not even closely attached to our current school structure, and it backs up to woods, and elopement is one of our biggest concerns, and that's a definite need. If you have any children with special needs, it's not just a concern, it's a true need.
Yeah, it's the pictures, the renderings that they've gotten for us are just amazing.
Yeah.
The thought that Mountain Home can have something that's actually in this in the correct era.
Yeah, I think it's wicked cool looking.
It's pretty sharp.
You pull up to that and it's going to make a statement that you care about your community.
Yes.
This won't happen overnight. It's gonna be done in phases, but it's something that needs to start right away.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about whether the millage gets passed or not. They're still going to build a new high school. That would be a nifty trick. I don't know how you build stuff without money. That and while the leadership of the district have been exceptional leaders and managed with great stewardship the monies that have come in, even so much as to hold back some monies and have them in reserve. There's no way that a project like this is going to happen without some sort of funding. But it definitely would make it a little easier to whether you're talking about recruiting docs or whether you're talking about, as a real estate agent, showing people around the community to say, hey, this is who we are, as you're touring them through. It definitely makes a different statement than the statement we're giving people right now.
Yeah.
People don't realize how far behind we are from schools our size. Schools and our conferences for sports, and this is not about sports, but we are so far behind on the technology and the building facilities that they have and the things that they get to work with versus the things we get to work with.
Correct.
We have done more with less for a long time. We're not even looking to do more with more. We're just trying to get to the bottom end of less, or the top end of less, I guess is what you would say, and being in the bottom quartile
We need to get competitive, period.
You know what? We've got some great kids around here. We've got some exceptional teachers. They're going to find a way to compete. And we need to give them some tools that is going to make it easier for them to compete. Bringing the robotics team back under the roof of...
It's not like the robotics team has been bumped out of the school. They started out of the school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They've never been in the school.
No.
They've always had to deal with being out of the school.
That's right.
That's true.
Mike, on your daily business that you deal with folks and their investments and their outlook on things, and you deal with the older folks, the folks that have made their money and they want to make sure it's secure. What feedback are you getting from that area?
In large part, it's, there's obviously a concern, right? Because we do have inflation and we do have, but there's also a realization that we have to do the things that we have to do to live in a great place. And for them, you got to understand, my average client's a 75-year-old woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a 40-year-old who's trying to live vicariously through their kid who's playing football or baseball. They understand that in order to have a vibrant place to live, this is a necessity. And so I candidly, I have heard nobody walk into my office and say, there is no way we need to have this. There is no way that this doesn't need to happen. In fact, it's one of those things that they go, wow, I hate the timing, but it's got to happen.
Your mom's in studio with us this morning. What's her feedback?
Her feedback is if it was her grandkids that were still there, it would be a super easy yes for her. But again, one of the things that whenever I was a kid growing up, an Air Force brat, and we're moving every 2 years, education was incredibly important to Phil and Wilma Stockton. Where was the best school? What were the facilities that looked like? I didn't go to high school here. I was in high school in Shreveport, Louisiana. They went. In fact, her brother-in-law and I played football together. That's how small a world this is. But it was a great school with great facilities. And I want our kids and I want our community to enjoy the benefits of having amazing schools and amazing teachers, that then all of us get to celebrate the fact that, wow, what a great place we live. Mm-hmm. And
Tenille,
I think this is an easy way to get there.
What about the medical field? You're all about it. You're in it.
Yes.
Your husband's
Daily.
in it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the medical field say?
Oh, it's got to happen. If we want to continue to bring in high quality doctors, specialists, they're going to see the conditions of our high school, and it's going to take it off the table, strictly from the medical field speaking. And the quote that resonates with me is, we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our standards. And our standards right now are not even being met, the baseline. So like you said, we've made do with what we have for a very long time, but it has come to the end of that rope.
Absolutely. www.A+, spelled out, A+, for education.com is the website. You can go check that out. It will have this brochure, other information. Those pictures that David was showing us a moment ago, I'm sure, are on that website. They have a Facebook page, which is A+ for Education on Facebook. I guess that's Twitter, and I don't have any clue what that other thing is. Can you tell my age now?
Dr. Long is doing weekly tours.
I was just going to ask if he was still doing those.
Yes.
Absolutely. Go see it.
Yes.
Thursdays?
Yes. If you pride yourself on being an informed voter,
yes,
take the time, go walk the walk, and go see what it is. I have taken as many hard no's as I can take into that building, and not a single one has come out with that same conviction.
Yeah.
It's a need, not a want.
Yes.
And we need right now is for you to plan on voting early, August 2nd through the 8th, or voting on the day of the actual election, which is August the 9th. Normal polling places, I would gather?
Yes.
Go
early voting at the courthouse.
Go early vote at the courthouse, and that'll make sure you get it done. Thank you all for joining us this morning. We're going to have another session like this next Wednesday. It's just that important.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. You've been watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. See you tomorrow.